Hi guys, this just arrived. This is an M2 MacBook Air. Now, I don't normally do modern stuff on this channel, and before you rush off somewhere else, I've had an idea. Now, back in the day, Amigas used to emulate Macs, so I thought, why not set this up with AmiBerry and then have maybe the world's first M2 Amiga Air. So let's try it, shall we? Okay, first the unboxing. Let's have a look. Satisfying tab. I'm trying to get it so that it doesn't disappear from the camera. I do like Apple's packaging, that's very neat. And there's the box, MacBook Air. Let's get rid of that. And to open it, there is a tab on the side. None of this. That's very satisfying. None of this scrabbling around with a knife that you get in other systems. Good sturdy box. Lift it out. This is the midnight colour, also known as fingerprint blue. Colour matched MagSafe cord, and we've got instructions which are, yep, quick start guide, before using this review the thingy, okay, and all the millions of warranty clauses, and for a minute I thought they weren't included, but I can see them. There they are. Midnight blue Apple stickers. Okay, put that to one side. Here we have, I didn't go for the expensive plug because I've got USB chargers coming out of my ears, so I wasn't going to pay extra for yet another one. So this is basically the cheap end model, and here is the plug. And that just slots into that, and there we have it. Okay, so this is the important bit. Oops, I don't really want to tear it. There we go. Midnight blue MacBook. Turn it round because the Apple logo faces away, and lift it up. Immediately we have the bong. And it is starting. Hello. Hola. Language English. Okay, I'm going to go away and set this up, and I shall see you all momentarily. Okay, the MacBook is installed. Let's have a go at setting up AmiBerry. Now, I've never set up AmiBerry before, so this is going to be fun. I did install OBS Studio on this machine, but it seems that there are some problems with running it on the M2 MacBook at the moment, because I can't get it to record the screen. I can get it to record the sound, but not the pictures. So we're just going to have to rely on the camera shooting the screen for the time being. Okay, so let us load up Safari and go into AmiBerry. Turn your Raspberry Pi into an Amiga. Well, this is not a Raspberry Pi, this is a Mac. We can still turn it into an Amiga. Installation, right. Let's look at this one. Amiga emulator for ARM boards. Requirements are macOS. AmiBerry requires the SDL2 framework for graphics display. Additionally, a few extra libraries are used for CD32, MPEG and MP3 decoding. If you want to just run the AmiBerry binary, you can install the required libraries comme ça. If you want to compile it from source, you'll need the /dev version. No. So let's look at this. SDL2, get the current stable SDL version. I like the sound of that. Simple Direct Media Layer officially supports Windows, Mac OS X, Linux, iOS and Android. Download SDL Mac OS X. Allow. Let's read the README. To install, copy SDL2.framework to /libraries/frameworks. So, library frameworks. Dump. Touch ID. Okay, that's done. I think that is installed. Getting AmiBerry, right. Standalone binaries. The latest stable releases come with binaries for several different platforms you can download from the releases area. Let's go to the releases area, 5.3. AmiBerry 5.3 macOS 64-bit M1. That's what we want. Allow. That's given us an executable. Is that what we want? Extract the archive and place the emulator executable where you want. You'll need to bring your own Kickstart ROMs as they're protected under copyright. Okay, if you bought Amiga Forever, which I have, you can use those ROMs. Right, set up the emulator and start having fun. So, where shall I put it? I'm going to put that in applications, because it's an application. There we go, and so There it is, AmiBerry. Open. Right, so let's set this up. We want to have, I want to set this up as an Amiga 1200. Amiga 1200. I don't know what to do about those at the moment, so I'll leave those. I need to set up some files. I need to set up Kickstart ROMs. Now, this is the AmiBerry folder, and this is my Amiga Forever ROMs shared folder, which has all the ROM files in it, A600, A1200, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy those into Kickstarts. There we go, and they're all in there. So yes, by all means, whoops. Now what do I want? 310 and an Amiga 1200. I believe this ought to get me as far as a Workbench screen, or at least a Workbench prompt. Let's try it and see. Yes, 3.1 Workbench. I've been trying to get my head around this installation and I think I've got it, so let's give this a try. Right, Amiga model A1200, this is the Quick Start tab, so let's just give it some memory, 8 megs of fast RAM, and set configuration. Okay, that I think is supposed to save it. So now going back to our AmiBerry folders, we need to have some Workbench disks. So again, going back to our NAS drive and the Amiga Forever stuff, so what we need to do is create a folder in here called ADF, and then in here create a folder called Workbench. Okay, then all these Workbench disks will go into here. Okay, excellent. So in AmiBerry we can go to hard drives /CD. We are going to create a hard drive, so create hard file. We're going to call it DH0. It's going to be bootable. The path is going to be AmiBerry hard drives, and the file name, we can call this whatever we like. I'm going to call it system because it's a system drive, and let's make it 250 megabytes. Okay, that's done. Now let's go to floppy drives, set that to turbo. Let's enable all the drives because we're going to want to basically install a load of floppies. Now we've set up the hard drive, we need to install Workbench on it. So our first drive is going to be I don't know why that took us all the way out to there, but okay, so ADF Workbench, and it's going to be 310 install. That's the first one. The second one is going to be 310 Workbench. The third one is going to be users, documents, AmiBerry. It's kind of hard getting used to all these lines being so close together. EDF, Workbench, and we want to add locale, 310 locale. The third one is going to be extras. I don't like that wrapping around, but there you go. Right, speed is turbo mode. Now we're going to need to install the fonts disk, but because we've only got 4 floppies, that's going to have to come later. Okay, so I think we can now start. Okay, and I guess we start. Workbench screen, and it's come up with the 4 floppies that we set up and DH0, which is NDOS, i.e. it's unformatted. So what we need to do is single click the drive, the hard drive, and then icons, format disk. We're going to call that system, fast file system, 250 megs, that's correct, quick format, format, and that's now installed, or at least formatted rather. So install, that's the wrong disk. That's installed 2.1, whereas everything else is 3.1. Okay, so F12 will take us out to the control panel, and let's go back to floppy drives. So we'll eject that. That's because this thing wraps around, that's why. Install. Okay, resume. Let's come up as another disk. Okay. Right, let's open install 3.1. Install, and we get to pick a language, English, because we are English. Replace volume, install 2.1 in any drive. We're not using 2.1, you silly thing. Let's try restart. Oops. Oh, that's interesting. I've lost my mouse. Okay, let's just start it again. It's gone back to Amiga 500. So obviously that doesn't save your configuration. So what the heck does it do? More importantly, how the hell do you save your configuration? Because it's going to be tedious going through all this every time. Okay, install 3.1. I've gone to big writing this time. Okay, so install. And we are going to install English. Yes, proceed. Install release 3.1. Intermediate user, because why not? Proceed, install for real. Don't log. Do I want to install it? Yes. English. I don't want a printer. I'm going to install British keyboard. I'm also going to install American keyboard because this is a Mac and the keyboard layout is kind of half English, half American. So because the quote keys are where the Americans normally have them, rather than where the Brits have them. And I think a couple of other keys are swapped around. So I'll install both and see which one works best. That's from the time when I started installing it and realized the camera wasn't running. Okay, now what's the fonts disk? So we have to quit from, or at least go out from this, so hit F12 and go into floppy drives. Now we want to keep the install disk in, but we can eject all of these others and then just add .310 fonts, and I think 310 storage, and then just resume and proceed. Proceed. It is now rebooting the Amiga. And this should be running from the system drive. So I can go out to here and I can eject all of these disks. And this is an Amiga with Workbench 3.1. Just under 2 megs graphic RAM and 8 megs of fast RAM. Hey, so I need to install a few other things and then I'll come back and we'll have a little play. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. I think I've now got OBS working. It appears that the problem was to do with permissions, and I didn't have permissions set for it to use the screen, so of course it didn't record the screen. Hopefully now it is. Also, I think I have sorted out the issue that I was having with it going back to the Amiga 500 when you started up, and like that. And the issue there was this box here, start in quick start mode. If that was checked, then it would come up as the Amiga 500. So turning that off brings it to the default configuration, which is saved, and that is the A1200 68020, no FPU, 14 megahertz, and 2 megs of chip, 8 megs of fast RAM, no floppy drives, and the hard drive that we configured. So let us do some quick testing. I'm sure what you all want to see is Sysinfo. Now I've already loaded it onto the hard drive, and so we can just start AmiBerry and it will come up. Workbench system, this is our hard drive. And in tools I put Sysinfo. So we'll run it. We are emulating an Amiga 1200, so we expect to be somewhere around the speed of an Amiga 1200. And we are somewhere around the speed of an Amiga 1200, 1.33 times, so slightly faster, 3 times faster than a stock A600, which is really an A500, and 0.08 times the speed of an Amiga 4000. So what I then thought I would do, and let's go out of this, is to crank it up and see what it was like if we turned it to the fastest it will go. So let's click on fastest. I don't think it really matters, but we can have it as a 68030 maybe with a 6882. Go back to Workbench. We might need to restart the system, but I don't think so. Let's just run Sysinfo again. Calculate the speed. And we are 13 times faster than an Amiga 4000. 243279. We are still running on batteries, and this machine has not actually been recharged since I got it. Let's come out of that and let us go to floppy drives, because I'm sure the next thing that you want to see is Frontier Elite. So let's load Frontier Elite. We'll put it in the drive, reset the Amiga, and we'll run the demo. So there we have it, the M2 MacBook Air Amiga. You can still do all our MacBook stuff. We can swipe around and we've got all the normal stuff. Come back and we've got the Amiga. Now, as I've said before, I'm always been primarily a productivity kind of guy, and games have not really been of very much interest to me. But this is a newly set up machine. It's going to be my, if you like, workhorse Amiga, because this is easy to carry around with me. I can get it going almost instantly, whereas the real Amigas, they need to be set up because the table here is usually in use for some kind of repair or some sort of making project or something, and there really isn't any other space to have them set up, and I can't really keep them set up permanently. But I'm open to suggestions as to things to install, things to do with it. Are there any upgrades or enhancements that we can put on? Workbench replacements, things like that. Stuff that we can trial and play with on this, that maybe then we can then move across to a real Amiga. That would be an interesting thing. Anyhow, if you have any thoughts or ideas as to things that we can do with this, then please let me know in the comments section below. Meanwhile, there's something up in the corner of the screen that you might like to watch. And until next time, see ya. Thanks for watching. Bye. See ya.